Joseph Robert Camo, the fantasy football counselor, doing a fantasy football mock draft with you guys, the listeners here on Fantrax.com. I'm excited about this mock draft. I'm drafting here from the second position. So hear me out. We're drafting second overall here with Council Nation, people. So they're going to probably hoard all the running backs. But I don't care because I get the second pick. Should get a solid running back here. We're going to decide who it's going to be. I'm going to walk through the first 5 rounds here with you, giving you a solid strategy to secure a foundation for your roster going into 2021 fantasy football. A lot of good insight, a lot of good information, and a lot of good fantasy football draft strategy right here, right now. Before we get into this, guys, manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. Head on over there right now, guys. Save 20% on some amazing products. That's manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. And of course, guys, as you know here, we are drafting on fantrax.com/FFC. Go create an account right now, guys. Go do it. I'll pause. We got a couple minutes. You could pause the video and you can go create one at fantrax.com/FFC. If you go do that, there's still a couple more days left here. You get a chance to win a signed Josh Allen jersey. Now, I want you guys to switch your leagues over because I'm telling you guys, totally customizable here. You get way more flexibility when you are in your year-long leagues, okay? So if you're in keeper leagues, it holds that better, right? Dynasty leagues, you got better, more flexibility. 2 quarterback leagues, you can set it up here. You want more points for particular positions like tight end, you could do that here, guys. You could do anything you pretty much want under the sun to make it totally customizable, guys. Fantrax.com/FFC, and this is where we're going to be hosting the draft here right now. And again, we're going to be drafting for the second position, second overall here. And I'll walk you through the first 5 rounds doing the robust RB strategy because that's how I roll, guys. Not going to sit here and go wide receiver, and end up with 0 running backs, okay? Not good running backs or running backs that, are not in a position to necessarily succeed, right? Because the workhorses are, in the first couple rounds. After that, it's all a question marks. Now, there's guys that could break out, have great years. Michael Carter, Javonte Williams. There's a ton of guys that could potentially break out, but we want to secure those guys that are primed, minimal committees that are going to be primed for that workload, right? The 3 down workhorse running backs. So I'm going to implement that robust RB strategy right here, right now. And guys, finally, one more thing I want to talk about here is get the 16-round draft. So if you want to walk through the entire draft with me, I'm going to be doing the August version of the mock draft as well. Full mock draft, sleepers, breakouts, optimal players to draft in each round, because you can't win by rankings. Rankings don't help you win your leagues, guys. This is the game changer. Get the 16-round draft. So you should have thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Or guys, click here below here if you're on YouTube. Get it right now. You're gonna be light years ahead of the competition. They won't know what hit them. The cookie cutter rankings, draft kits, cheat sheets are dead. This is the future. Get it right now. And here we go, guys. The draft is underway. Now, if you're listening in the car, guys, I'm gonna walk you through the first 5 rounds. Do not worry, guys. Everything's gonna be there. So Christian McCaffrey off the board, first overall here. And I got the second pick. And literally, guys, let's talk about this. I got 38 seconds. Derrick Henry's as safe as they get, but I do think there's going to be a decline based on last year's numbers. Saquon for ceiling. Zeke is safe, but a little early. I'm going to go here, and you guys know it. I'm going to go ahead and draft Saquon Barkley, looking for an upside bounce back here. Now, as you can see, people are talking here. My fans are talking. If you guys want to get on the mock draft, I'll be doing one in a couple days. DM me mock draft. I'll make sure I get you guys in, okay? So let's walk through the mock draft here. Let's see where people are coming off here. Let me refresh the draft board here. Bring it down for you. Okay, so Christian McCaffrey off the board here. One sec, let me just zoom this out. So Christian McCaffrey off the board, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb. Now, you guys know how I feel about Alvin Kamara this year. Listen, he could have a boom year yet again, but I think Taysom Hill is going to get a lot of red zone work. Now, the advantage to Alvin Kamara is that Michael Thomas is going to be out for the first half of the season, or he's going to miss a ton of games there early in the season, 4, 5, 6 games. I haven't even looked at how many he's going to miss. I'm just not drafting him. Huge liability, not to mention the quarterback situation suspect. So I avoided Michael Thomas last year. He was looking good, but he's still banged up, so I'm not drafting him. But Alvin Kamara could thrive, could not thrive. I think Taysom's going to be a thorn in the side of Alvin Kamara. No Drew Brees, so it's a suspect situation for Kamara, okay? So again, McCaffrey comes up first. I went Saquon again due to ceiling upside. They got receivers this year, improved O-line, make or break year for Daniel Jones. I went Saquon Barkley based on ceiling. Could have easily went Derrick Henry if I wanted to feel a little more secure, but I'm okay with that. Dalvin Cook, I think he's due for injury this year. He's coming off third. Hasn't finished the season yet. Coming off third here in this draft. Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, Ezekiel Elliott, who apparently is looking in the best shape of his life, then Najee Harris, and then Jonathan Taylor here coming off the board. And then we got 3 more picks here in the first round. Now, Jonathan Taylor should be primed for a huge workload this season. Marlon Mack could be a bit of a thorn in the side, but if they want to win, if the Colts want to win, they're going to play their best player, which is Jonathan Taylor, who ran away literally with the starting job last season with Marlon Mack being out. Jonathan Taylor should thrive, okay? So as you can see, guys, running back after running back after running back, and this is because it's Council Nation. Maybe they're following my strategy, but I'm seeing it in regular mock drafts as I'm doing them. Running backs coming off very early. Davante Adams coming off at the 10th pick, followed by Travis Kelsey, and we're going to see here who's coming off. Let me see here with the 12th pick. Let me just see if I could zoom this in a little bit more. All right, that's as big as it gets from the way I've got it here to try to fit on the screen. So Travis Kelsey with the 11th pick. Now listen, Travis Kelsey's been the top tight end for like 4 years in a row. I don't expect that to decline unless he gets hurt or something significant or catastrophic happens, but I would not invest a first-round pick in a Travis Kelsey. Then comes Aaron Jones. So as you can see, with the hype of Aaron Rodgers returning, that immediately reflects on the value of Davante Adams and Aaron Jones. But again, they came off pinnacle years. A decline is imminent. And Aaron Jones is not a huge volume guy. He had just over 200 attempts last year. I'm not expecting that to significantly increase. And look for more A.J. Dillon this year with Jamal Williams being shipped off to Detroit. Look for A.J. Dillon to get more volume. So this guy went Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler. Clearly he knows I'm not huge fans of these guys. Austin Eckler primed for a huge season. Is the starting running back there for the Chargers, who look like a high-octane offense with the capability of Herbert. I personally don't like Austin Eckler. I don't know if he's built to be a workhorse running back. They need a power back. He's not it. So he's the first pick here in the second round. Then we got Tyreek Hill coming off the board, then Stephon Diggs. This guy, Yognitz, okay? So Mr. Yog actually went Davante Adams, and then he went Stephon Diggs, okay? Back to back here. So let's keep going here. Antonio Gibson coming off the board. And I'm going to show you guys here, if you're looking at running backs, a lot of suspects running backs. Now, I like David Montgomery. From what we're hearing, I don't know if I trust him, Nagy, but he's saying apparently David Montgomery is going to get a ton of volume this year, which is great. Cohen's still healing from that knee injury. He's not going to be back for a while. And even if he does, Montgomery's the guy. So Montgomery's going to be great third-round value if he falls. Not so much in this mock draft because, again, it's Council Nation. They're probably going robust RB. But, again, you can see how it gets slim and trim. James Robinson going to be sharing it with ATN there. Kareem Hunt, who I like, but, again, still, he's got Nick Chubb to contend with. Javonte Williams could take the job there in Denver. Michael Carter, he's still on the Jets, but has some upside. So there's a ton of running back sleepers that could go off, but as you can see, it runs slim and trim. But as you can see here, a ton of wide receivers. Wide receivers for days, particularly in this draft in the second round as we approach almost mid-second round here. DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson. So many guys here. Now, a lot of people ask about Jefferson. We got him, 16 rounders. If you haven't got the 16 rounds, get it right now. I suggested everybody get him in the 8th round last year. He was like a league winner last year. So Jefferson, I'm not paying a second-round pick. Loved him in the 8th round this year. Give me Thielen later this year. Jefferson, not paying. I'm going robust RB. All right, so we're going to come back around here. Here we go. Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Antonio Gibson, J.K. Dobbins, David Montgomery coming off early, Pat Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Carson, DK Metcalf. As you can see, it's very slim at running back. We already discussed that. Let's take a quick glance here. To go robust RB, I could go Jacobs, but I think that's a little early. Man, it's really slim and trim again. Let's go. Let's take a look at the best wide receiver here. And again, Ridley's there. He's primed for a ton of volume. I guess I'm going to go Ridley here. Again, I've done it in other mock drafts, but that's okay. I went Calvin Ridley there. Again, you can see all the running backs coming off the board, right? Then George Kittle, then Joe Mixon coming off the board. I'm just going to go ahead and grab let's see what other running backs are available. Jacobs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, good value. I'm just going to go Jacobs here. A little early, but 3rd round for the guy that's the workhorse there. I'm not sold on Kenny and Drake getting any volume there. But again, as you can see, if you're drafting early, if you're drafting top 5 picks, you're not going to be able to go robust RB, especially if it's going to be harder to go robust RB, I should say. I can't say you're not going to go robust RB, but you're not going to get, if you go near the end, you can get Najee Harris, you can get Jonathan Taylor, you can combo those guys, but you can see Najee Harris coming off very early in the 1st round, okay? Came off, what is that, 7th pick or something like that? 8th pick. So you can see, guys, you can combo better here if you go near the end of the 1st round. Now, a lot of people saying Darrell Henderson, Cam Akers being gone, he was a good late 1st round pick. I'm not sold on Henderson being the guy. He could have a good season, but Cam was primed to be that guy, obviously. Henderson, years to us, were not wowed. So recapping second round, Eckler, Hill, Diggs, Antonio Gibson, J.K. Dobbins, Dave Montgomery, Pat Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Carson, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, George Kittle. Third round, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, A.J. Brown. Again, I'm not sold on A.J. Brown with Julio there. There's not enough targets to go around. He maxed out at 106 targets last year. I know he's banged up a couple games. You know, you look at Ryan Tannehill, 18th in passing attempts among quarterbacks, run first team. A.J. Brown, way too rich for my blood this season. Keenan Allen, the fourth pick here in the third round. Justin Jefferson, Darren Waller, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This guy, love this combination here of Ezekiel Elliott, David Montgomery, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And you can see how trim those running backs are going, right? Coming off quick, so it's trim at that position. Then we got Kyle Pitts available, taken off the board here. A huge ceiling this year with 157, approximately 150 to 155 freed up targets. He had 157 targets in 2019. Julio Jones did. He's gone. Pitts is primed to have a big season, right? I mean, they have Russell Gage, they have the other options, but I don't think their run game's good with Davis. They're going to be airing the ball up. Matt Ryan throws more than anybody. Pitts should be a prime target for Matt Ryan. Tons of upside, and he's coming off in the third round, just the way it is, guys. Him and Hawkinson coming off very early in drafts due to the fact that Hawkinson, being the only receiving target there other than rookie Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have no receivers there in Detroit, so Hawkinson's going to be coming off very early as well. Allen Robinson, Miles Sanders, and the second last pick of the third round is Josh Allen. We got one more pick coming up. Now, in 16 rounds, guys, I walk you through a full strategy to making sure your roster is optimal, making sure you anchor your team with an ace quarterback, talk about the Sneaky 7 formula, having a backup plan for a backup plan, who to draft in each round, all the optimal players, omitting guys that I genuinely feel will not have a good year. And that is one thing I'm phenomenal at, and I don't mean to toot my own horn. Last year, stay away from Michael Thomas. It worked out, guys. Pinnacle year, decline coming. Stay away from Kenyon Drake. Years to wow, I'm not wowed, stayed away. Austin Eckler, not a workhorse running back. He got hurt. I even said it right to him on my social media on Instagram. If you guys didn't see the debate, Eckler came on my social media. I said, you're not a workhorse running back. And sure enough, he wasn't. He got hurt, right? He's not a workhorse running back. And again, so many guys I helped you guys avoid. Lamar Jackson, round 2. Last year, Odell Beckham, round 3. Odell Beckham, 4 years in a row, told you to avoid him. Worked out. And again, I help you guys crush your leagues because you got to avoid the guys that are overhyped. Go check the last episode I did, overhyped receivers, overhyped players, okay? So now we're moving into the fourth round. If you guys listening in the car, Julio Jones coming off the board, then Mike Evans coming off the board. Again, Mike Evans in a receiving core committee with Tom Brady who spreads the ball around. Mike Evans was coming off third round last year. Told you to dodge him as well. And I told you to dodge Chris Godwin last year as well, coming off in the second round. Both of them busted based on their ADP. Now, mind you, Mike Evans did a little bit better than Godwin, and he's still, a little bit more near his ADP in the third round last year, but still, everyone is expecting a lot more from Evans and Godwin. Both of them busted, finishing just outside the top 10, as I predicted, okay? So, third pick here in the fourth round is Russell Wilson. And again, that's really early for a quarterback. I see him coming off typically in the fifth round, but again, ADPs fluctuate depending on the league, the fans of particular teams, and then wanting that certain player, okay? So things fluctuate, things vary. It happens, okay? Now, this is interesting. This guy, Karen Rodgers, went Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, Kyle Pitts, and T.J. Hawkinson, back-to-back tight ends. Now, this particular league, for this mock draft, I'm assuming this is a 1-point PPR, half point. There is no extra points for tight ends here, but he's assuming that both these guys are going to be monsters, have monster years, and I guess that's why he went for them. And I understand because with tight ends, I wouldn't stack Pitts and Hawkinson, but these guys could theoretically both boom, but there's a big fall off with tight ends after you get your Kelsey, Kittle, Waller. Then there's a huge Mark Andrews even. There's a huge drop off. So his guys just loading up on tight ends because, again, it gets sketchy when you get Robert Tonyan, guys like that a little bit later on, okay? So as you can see here, Cooper Kupp coming off the board here, DeAndre Swift, Kyler Murray. And let's just take a quick glance at who's available. As you can see, quarterbacks here, I'll be looking at target Justin Herbert. Aaron Rodgers, a good option. Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill, Dak Prescott. Ton of depth at quarterback. Now, if you are in a 2-quarterback league, a lot of people ask me this. You want to secure an ace quarterback like a Herbert, a Rodgers, Russell Wilson, all these guys as soon as you can without sacrificing trying to get a running back before that, okay? So I still, even though it's a 2-quarterback league or a super flex where you can start up to 2 quarterbacks, I still try to get myself a ace running back early because, again, it gets really slim and trim at the running back position. There's only X amount of handful of these workhorse running backs, so you got to secure them. And there goes Javonte Williams. He is sniped here. So, again, I don't think Herbert could come back around here. And again, I'm not focusing on this draft that much because, again, it's like I'm talking to you guys that haven't even looked at the picks. James Robinson, I still think is going to be the workhorse guy there. I don't see any reason why not. Let's take a quick glance at wide receiver. Time is running quickly here. Deontay Johnson, let's grab him here. Again, I had a running back there, so I'm just trying to balance my team out here. Then it went James Robinson, CeeDee Lamb off the board on the turn, starting the 5th round, the final round. I'm going to secure myself an ace quarterback, and I'm going to go, let me see here, who's that quarterback? You know what, Dak Prescott should have a good year here, bounce back here, Aaron Rodgers, all good options. I love Herbert this year, but I'm not going to keep drafting him in all my drafts. I'm going to mix it up here. I'm just going to go Dak Prescott, America's team, bounce back season. I'm going to go with him. So to round up my draft here, we went 2nd overall. I got Saquon, Calvin Ridley, Josh Jacobs, Deontay Johnson, Dak Prescott. Why did I go Deontay Johnson? Number 1 target getter there. Big Ben throws more than anybody else. 144 targets last year for Deontay Johnson. Now, league winner, Chase Claypool. Very possible, right? Very big touchdown machine. That could happen, but I like Deontay Johnson still being the number 1 guy there. Hopefully he improved his droppings. He doesn't drop as much this year, hopefully, and he could be a viable option there. So let's recap the 4th round, and then we're going to round up with the 5th round here. Now, again, if you guys want to get all my information, sleepers, breakouts, everything, guys, in one package. It's a one-time payment. It beats draft kits. It beats outdated magazines, around $24. Get the 16-round draft session at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. It'll help you guys crush your leagues and put you light years ahead of the competition, making sure you have an optimal roster, okay? So round out the 4th round. Then we'll go 5th. So Julio Jones in the 4th round, first pick. Mike Evans, Russell Wilson, Terry McLaurin, TJ Hawkinson, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Swift, Kyler Murray, Javonte Williams, Adam Thielen, great value in the 4th round. Deontay Johnson, James Robinson. 5th round, CeeDee Lamb. I don't like it because, again, Michael Gallup, contract year. We got Amari Cooper, either one of those guys could go off. They max out at 120 targets as the wide receiver 1. They spread the ball around. So CeeDee Lamb, but 5th round, decent value. He could go off. I see him coming off earlier sometimes. So to start off the 5th round, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Chris Godwin, Jamar Chase, and a lot of upside there with Jamar Chase, but he's going to be competing with guys like Higgins and Boyd there. Another 3-headed monster situation, but that rapport with Burrow could be exciting, okay? Fifth pick here in the 5th round, Kareem Hunt, Kenny Galladay, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert coming off here. And again, that's why I secured my ace quarterback here, because I knew quarterbacks are going to start coming off, and I want to get an ace quarterback, okay? All these guys, decent options here, great value without overspending on a Mahomes or Josh Allen, whereas Herbert, Rodgers, Prescott, all these guys could easily surpass Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen, okay? And we got 4 more picks here in the 5th round to round this out. Make sure you guys do subscribe, thumbs up, and again, comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the draft. Are you guys going robust RB? What are your thoughts? I mean, when you go 2nd overall, any one of these guys is solid. Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, all good options, but some of these guys are going to fall off. You got to decide who. And again, with fantasy, there's so much uncertainty with the running back position. Now, one thing people say is like, you got to go 0 RB. I mean, don't draft running backs because running backs get hurt. That's a stupid reason to not go robust RB. I mean, you have to go robust RB because they get hurt. So you have to have a lot of depth at that position. So robust RB is the only way to go. And as you saw in this draft, they go really fast, especially in the Council Nation. They're going to go in standard leagues. They go very fast. And as you can see, wide receivers for days. Okay, let me just round this out with showing you how many wide receivers are left. And we're in the 5th round. Michael Thomas, who I don't trust, but Amari Cooper, DJ Moore. I don't like Odell, but Chase Claypool, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, DJ Chark, Robbie Anderson, Cortland Sutton. There's a ton of wide receiver ones here. Deebo Samuel, T.Y. Hilton, Michael Pittman. There's a ton of guys here. Elijah Moore is probably here as well. Darnell Mooney could have a good year. Kadarius Toney, Alan Lazard. There's just a ton of guys. Amon St. Brown could break out. Mecole Hardman, who's now going to be the wide receiver too there. Josh Palmer, who never know, could be a breakout rookie. There's still a ton of wide receivers available. When you look at running backs, you can see here it's very slim and trim. Melvin Gordon, who's going to lose his job, in my opinion. Darrell Henderson, who's sketchy. Michael Carter could go off. David Johnson is in a major committee and he hasn't wowed us the past couple of years. Mike Davis, who is the number 1 guy there, but hard to trust, right? So, again, way more wide receivers than there is running backs. Again, workhorse running backs coming off early. Go robust RB. Final picks here, guys. Final 4 picks. Robert Woods, Myles Gaskin, Raheem Mostert, and Amari Cooper to round out 5 rounds. Subscribe, guys. Thumbs up. Make sure you guys go to fantrax.com/FFC. for your chance to win a signed Josh Allen jersey. Create an account. And again, switch your leagues over, guys. You're going to absolutely love this site. These guys are game changers. Subscribe, thumbs up. We'll talk soon, guys. That was your mock draft with the listeners. I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk soon. I'm out, guys. Fantasy football is almost here. Something to be excited about. Talk soon.